Thanks to everybody for coming. This is a lot of fun. My name's Scott Whitlock. I'm the president and CEO of Flexware. This is my wife, Kim. And in 2018, and again in 2021, May of this year, Kim and I have been blessed to see both of our kids get married. And this feels a little bit like a wedding speech or a rehearsal dinner speech. So I'm going to try really hard not to cry like I did at those. Seriously, when the opportunity to start Flexware was presented to me by Rick Vanderweilen in the spring of 1996, Kim was pregnant with our daughter, Jessica, so this business really is like a child to us. I have a few thank yous and then we'll reminisce a little. First, thank you to the team that put all this together. Ashley Miller, Jill Van Arsdal, Kelly Pryor, Crystal Fenters, Dwayne Butcher, Matt Hayden, Greg Stevens. Anybody else I missed? Give them a round of applause. Next, we use this. You see all the blue shirts, and I guess a lot of them are from golf and friends too, but a lot of all your Flex dogs with the blue shirts on. We use this as kind of a homecoming week for everybody. So we have a lot of remote employees in town here too. So Rick's in from Pennsylvania. Reese, Steve, and Jacques from Colorado, John's in from Minnesota, Michael's from Arizona. Any other Flex dogs I'm missing there that are in from a long way away? Tyler's here from Kansas City, right? And also in 2017, we added our friends from Valpo to the Flexware team as we joined up with a company called iPact. And as I like to say it, it's brothers and sisters from another mother. Many folks from our Valpo office are here with us this week too. And I'm so proud of this team that we become, a team of Flex dogs, as we affectionately call ourselves. When you get an offer letter from us, it starts with, we are excited to offer you a role as a Flex dog. Also, thank you to our customers, partners, and friends from near and far. Thanks for coming today to celebrate with us. I plan to touch on 3 themes today. The first theme is generosity. Back in the beginning, Rick Vanderweilen was generous. Rick would have been here, but he's helping with Colts Camp and couldn't be here today, but he's the official co-founder of Flexware. He was generous when he offered to help me start a software company. He literally put $25,000 in a checking account and said I could be president, he would stay out of my hair, which he did. Chip and Marianne McLean, where'd they sneak off to? There they are. Chip and Marianne McLean, who at the time owned Advanced Interface Solutions, the Wonderware distributorship that had responsibility for all of Indiana and Northern Illinois, they were super generous with me and this new company. They shared leads, took me on sales calls with them, and were a model for the distributor-integrator relationship in our industry. What makes this extra special is that when Rick invited me to start Flexware, I was employed as a sales engineer with Chip and Marianne. And so you can see how kind and generous they were to help me launch after leaving their employment. Some of our first and largest customers came from that early relationship. Carrier, Mead Johnson, which is now Reckitt Benckiser, Bayer, Nucor Steel, Avery Dennison, Novellus, Ingersoll Rand, Rolls-Royce, Hill's Pet Nutrition, and others. Rick was again generous in 1999 when we were all of 3.5 years old, as he gave us a chance to buy him out at a reasonable enough valuation for a bunch of 20-somethings to write checks to buy his 50%. And then the generosity of our current leadership and Flex Dogs over the years. Since the beginning, we have given away over $700,000 to great causes. Robotics teams, local nonprofits, mission trips, the IMPD, hurting families, backpacks for kids, and food drives. And I encourage you to check out, there's a slideshow running in here about the foundation if you haven't seen it already. And at the golf outing today, we just totaled it up. Where's Matt?
Back here.
Yeah, we totaled it up and $2,300 was extracted from friends and family today. One other quick example of generosity I want to point out to our very own Evan Foote, manning the Apple Pies for Angels table. Evan, come out here so people can hear you. Yeah, I know you love the attention. So apple pies for angels, what are the numbers since we started this in apple pies made and angels supported?
So the first year is 117 apple pies and 44 children in need we bought Christmas gifts for. The second year was 306 apple pies and 101 children in need. And last year was 175 pies and 436 children in need that we bought Christmas gifts for.
So if you haven't tried an apple pie already, that's what the table's for, so take one with you or have one after we're done talking. The next theme is trust. The first trust that Kim had in me is she was planning on staying home with our first child, and I was quitting a good job with Chip and Mary Ann to start this new business. The second one is Rachel Toshler. Where's Rachel? So Rachel, thank you for trusting me and Jason, leaving a good corporate job at Caterpillar after graduating from, well, even before graduating from Purdue, and to joining Flexware in October of 1996. Trust that early Flex Dogs had in joining a small budding company. Jason convinced his brother Josh to join our little club. Jason Strawhacker right out of Purdue. Dave Dirksen, who couldn't be here today, but drove an hour each way from Wabash with what we call the luggable in his quad cab 77 Ford pickup truck for the first few months before he moved to Noblesville. Andy Mathis, I didn't see Andy here tonight. Is he here?
Yeah, right there.
Right there.
Where? Hey, Andy Mathis, straight out of Purdue. Chris Sanders with a few years in Chicago and then joined around 2000. And Kevin Wilson, who helped us buy out Rick in 1999 and believed enough to be one of the people who wrote a check. And I think he was the elder statesman in his 30s. Yeah. And trust that our early customers had in us. Aaron Taylor and Kathy Cessna from Meade Johnson to perform a $1.5 million job in 1997, our first ever in life sciences. And Chip, I don't know if you remember the story, but Robert Kubiak and I were windows down, heads and bodies out the window, yelling, "I can't believe they're doing this!" As we're driving back from Evansville, when we won that project. The relationship with Aaron's been so good that he joined us as a contractor after retiring from Meade Johnson. Barry Zadowski, where's Barry? I saw a yellow shirt. Barry's back here. Barry drove down from Michigan today, and he was with Bayer at the time in Mishawaka, and Barry, I still remember this, was a $172,000 project to retrofit the Alka-Seltzer system. And Barry tells a story about Jason and I. He came into the control room and found us sleeping there. He thought he'd killed us. We literally had our head on books, I think, or something, in the control room, sleeping through the night to get this thing up and running. And in the early 2000s, Lilly trusted us to be part of the B105 shutdown, a mega project that had us, not only us, but the whole team, taking down the insulin production facilities for 17 million diabetics worldwide, and then bringing it back up a couple months later in full production. And John Schosberg was going to be here, but there's a couple folks. I saw Tim Luke from Roche, showed a lot of trust in us over the years, and then a lot of repeat customers like John Zelma, Tracy Franks, others that have just, wherever they go, they call us up and provide trust for us, trust in us. My last theme is relationships. Relationships that we built along the way that become friendships. Where's Mike Evans? There he is. Mike Evans with Chorus. Early on, Mike was instrumental in helping us graduate from elementary school to middle school, maybe even thinking and dreaming about high school. But Mike, you were critical in those early years helping us lead. And now Chip Knighty is here from Kairos. I saw Chip out there.
Right behind you.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were sitting
Real cozy.
Chip runs an organization called Kairos Consulting and is really pouring into us, helping us lead well as we experience significant growth. Speaking of growth, Matt, what is the current Flex Dog count right now? And I have one to add because I got an acceptance.
And I got an acceptance today too.
Okay.
These two acceptances, 108 Flex Dogs.
With those two, 108. It's so humbling to see how powerful this group of Flex Dogs is, solving problems for our customers and working hard to create a business that we can all enjoy and work in every day. Relationships with partners over the years, with like Purdue University. I saw John Coy here, Dave McInnes played golf with us today, Dave Snow. Tammy Maynard was going to make it and couldn't come, but All are here from Purdue. Make sure, any Purdue folks, you check out all the room names on the second floor. I want to do more, but I got kind of vetoed. There's a lot of Purdue names up there, including Harry's. Boiler up. Kirby Risk. Ed Zink's been a longtime partner with us. I saw Kip Watts here tonight. Tom Sennett played golf with us, and new faces too from Kirby. Eastco. This relationship is fairly new, but very exciting for us in the northern part of the state and also into Chicago. Thanks to Sam Chumley for building this relationship. And then we have new and refreshed relationships with companies like Neff Engineering and C&E Sales because of things we're doing together like autonomous vehicles. And Gabby's really driven a lot of those relationships. Where's Gabby?
Right here.
Yep.
Yeah, there you are. I knew you were in white and I saw white.
Come to life.
And then certainly big relationships with big partners like over the years like Microsoft. Fun little story, we became a Microsoft partner like the week we started because I studied and passed my NT 4.0 workstation exam, which allowed us to become a Microsoft partner day one and get free software. That was the other reason I did it, which continued to pay dividends. Microsoft, Rockwell, Wonderware, Inductive Automation, and many, many others. And speaking of inductive, this is one of the waves that's come along a couple of times in our history where a company creates a product that takes the market by storm, and we happen to be uniquely positioned to help our customers solve problems using those products. Last year, we were awarded the Global Partner of the Year for Inductive Automation, and that award continues to propel our business. In fact, we are participating in Inductive's annual community conference next month in numerous ways, but the biggest way is that our Ignition team is battling out head-to-head with another integrator in a build-a-thon, where two developers go up on stage and literally build a solution in an hour against each other, head-to-head. This is some really geeky stuff. There's even going to be watch parties for this stuff. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention some new friends that helped us build this beautiful new building. I know Brianna and Lydia were here from Parallel Design Group earlier, but they did all the interior design. Sean Curran from Curran Architecture, and did anybody come from Capital? There were people.
Brett's here.
Brett's here?
He was here.
Brett Rose is here. Brett was our construction manager on this project from Capital Construction, and Chuck and Brett and John did a wonderful job with this building. Isn't it kind of fun? Isn't it a cool building?
Yeah.
So one of the things we love doing with our old building, or starting to do here again, is that sharing it with friends of Flexware. In fact, the Jubilee Village project, founded by a friend of mine, Ned Campbell, and I think there's been a few Flex Dogs involved in the Jubilee Village project, was hosted out of our old building in the bunker there, their monthly meetings. And so we love hosting these nonprofits and friends here when we can make the space available. And finally, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Fisher's. We moved to Technology Lane in 2003. I think Scott Fadness was still probably in college when that happened. But he has done wonderful things for the city of Fishers, and we're just one of the major benefactors of his vision. So really want to say a special shout out to Fishers. And then I want to finish with just a really brief story. It was early in Flexware's history that I was at a banquet at the Indiana Roof Ballroom, and they were celebrating Indiana companies. John Swisher, the founder and leader of United Animal Health, which I think is also a customer of ours now JBS United, he was honored at this banquet. I remember his funny and humble demeanor and one phrase that he said during the talk. He said, "I have warmed myself by fires I did not build." You see, in the beginning, we were all building fires. We were running around throwing kindling at anything that had a spark. But now that we're at this milestone of 25 years, I totally understand what John was referring to. Even though I'm the one up here on stage, and I have certainly warmed myself by fires that this incredible team of Flex Dogs have built. So thank you to everyone who's contributed to these last 25 years.